Right, so Amazon Thornycroft coals crane. We've taken off the rocker covers. They are all intact. Rockers are free. No debris in there, no rust. We took the feed main water pipe casing, which is the return, I believe, from the top of the head. So we've took this off, and that is all clear and free of debris. Luckily it was drained of water, so there's no cracks or anything in the head or on the block. Obviously the fan spins freely. We have got to put a belt on there. Injector pump, we've just checked, it's all primed, so that is a good sign, because it means there is no there's no chance of basically the rubbers inside the mechanical pump to perish. So that is all in situ, and that is all fine. So we're going to nip them back up. We've took the exhaust ports off. These have just been done up to check if there's any water in the head, which thumbs up, there isn't. And then the main key is my nice 1940 set of Stiltons that are made better than modern day crap. Actually turns the engine over very, very freely, so we've got no issues that the engine is seized. And also, as you can see, the starter engagement, it works, but we have got, luckily, because I do not fancy losing my wrists, we do have an electric start. The electric start, we are not too sure if this unit's going to work. Obviously the casing has been removed at some point in time, but as you can see, the bindings and that look absolutely fine on it. I have got a brand spanking new one that I managed to source off the shelf, so it's an NOS, which we can swap this over. The only part we've got to change is this casing here on the end, which isn't too much drama. But yes, the engine turns over. I've inspected all the cams for the push rods, they're all in good condition. There's a tiny little bit of surface rust, but we've doused it and dumped some WD-40 and it's absolutely fine. We've got to get some new gaskets for these rocker covers, because as you can see, there is a bit of perish on it, but nothing that we can't fix at the Heritage-Hangar. Obviously there's one of its original lights, missing the second. And we have managed to find the second on the back of the bed. So all of this bed is going to get removed. It's not original. It's old, but it's not, you know, it's all gas axed. It's not part of the actual setup of the original Coles crane, so that'll be getting removed. We've doused the clutch and release bearings. This all works, but we've doused it completely in WD-40 in there, and some brake cleaner. Get the springs moving and free, because the clutch is permanently engaged at the minute. Obviously it's in neutral, but that's our next job. All the throttle linkage works, brakes work, clutch works, throttle linkage works, which are the key things we need to get this beast started today. So as you can see, the governor is all working. So we're just doing our last little couple of checks, then putting the main important thing in, some go-go juice into the tank, which I don't know if you can see, it actually still has some diesel in there, but rather than drain it out and causing an environmental hazard, we're just going to mix it up with some fresh fuel, and hopefully we're good to go. Still got the locking cap, which is quite comical. All the sheet panel for the front for the nose cowling. So yeah, stay tuned. Hopefully you'll hear this lovely 6-cylinder diesel straight 6 start running later on today or over the weekend. Okie dokes. So injectors are all injector pipes are back on, clamped. I didn't get a video of us taking the fuel filter bowl apart, but that was cleaned. Obviously we need to clean that. Brake cleaner. Take the drain bolt out the bottom there, take the cap off, take the filter out, Sprayed it with the brake cleaner, use a bit of blue roll, clean out sediment, drain it through the bottom, put it back together. It's been topped up with diesel, so that's primed and purged. We've also filled the tank up. When it decides to actually unscrew, bloody hell, how many turns are on that? We'll get there in the end. You should be able to see the fuel in there. There you go, you can see it up just against the baffle down the bottom there. So we've got half a tank of premium white modern day diesel for the lovely old girl. So yeah, we're fingers crossed in a position where we can start it. I just need to get the dipstick out because it's got a little bit seized from old age, a bit like myself. So we're going to get that free just to check the levels, but I'm pretty sure everything's going to be fine. Yeah, and hopefully maybe today or tomorrow now we will get this beast started. I've just got to change. These are the original battery lines. As you can see, they're pretty much knackered. You know, and I don't like the fact there's quite a lot of open parts and open areas where it can short, but that is a direct feed straight to the starter down here. So we will be replacing that tomorrow, and by the looks of it I think it's a bit of a hot wire job to engage it, but yeah, fingers crossed. And then in the meantime we've cleared all the bed. I've got a Ram here, which if anyone would like it or would like to buy, it's got a dolly wheel on the end. Chrome looks in pretty good condition, so that's going to be available soon, but all the bed's been removed, all the crap on it, so that's some of the stuff that we found. Some rods, some lovely shackles for it when we get it. That's the, I'd say luggage frame, but it's not, it's the roof rails, so you could put all your lifting gear in there if need be. And then we've also found underneath all the scrap on the back an original door, 2 side panels for the bonnet and a roof skin and some other bits of brick and bracker, but the bed's now all clear. I'm going to scrape that off today. We've got one more shackle underneath to get rid of, scrape all the bed clean, and potentially get it jet washed, because this bed is not original. This has been pre-fitted. I think they've done it. See how the working platform, or walking platform shall I say, but we'll see. We might leave it on, we might not. We'll have to decide. Sorry about that, I'm trying to hold a burp in, but yeah, been a productive day. So it's day 2 since we've had the delivery of the Amazon. I have been informed of a brilliant little tip that I'm going to take note of. So we've got some cheap, nothing too special, just some cheap 2-stroke garden machinery oil. Or I suppose one bonus of it also is it's going to smell lovely. But the idea is you put 2-stroke in it, in with the diesel, and it will help lubricate and clean all, any corrosion or crud or debris or sediment that's in the lines. So I'm going to do that in a second. Then we're going to take off this injector cover. I'm going to take this cover off, and we're just going to double check to see if the throttle governor is actually moving up and down internally, obviously to aid an overrun, etc., because that is something we definitely do not want. We know the pump's turning freely. Obviously we've got fuel getting purged up to the top, so we know in that sense it works. We just need to make sure that this is actually doing what it's supposed to. So if it does crank and fire up, it doesn't scream its tits off and cause more damage than what we need. But right, we'll go back to the fuel. I'll get the lid off and we'll get some poured into the tank. So the lid's off. I'm going to tip some of that in there. 3/4 should be enough. And put that back on. Before I take or do any more on the engine side, last night in the evening we scraped all the bed, and it literally is a, you know, if you're into rust, it's a gold mine. If you're into gold, there's nothing to be excited about. So we have came up with a solution. We've come up with a solution for a makeshift sieve. We've just got some electrical tape on there to help warm it up, because these are the cables we pulled off last night. So that's one. I think that's the negative for the starter. As you can see, we have got so much corroded cable on view that, you know, there's plenty of places for it to arc out or short, including here against the metal. So we are going to literally tape over all of this today. Tape over it all. Looks like it's nickel plated. We're going to tape over the whole lot with some electrical tape, obviously to keep it secure and stop it arcing, and do the same with this one. Although I think this one is in a lot better condition. There's still some areas on show, but yeah, we'll tape it all up. You can see it's all fatigued and it's cracked. So we're going to do that in a minute. Put that back on. And yeah, fingers crossed with any joy, we might get it fired up. Starter motor looks a lot worse for wear, to be fair. Luckily I've got a spare one. We might have to change the adapter on the end, but we'll see. We'll play it by ear. Worst case, might have to take it out. If the other one that doesn't fit, we can't get the end caps to change. We can't change the end caps to make them fit. We, you know, I might have to get one sent away. Seems like it's got its original covers here. Yes, it has. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But there's the bed. There's some more bits we found yesterday when we were scanning through. Some bracket, some angle, bits of plate. I think that's a cab segment. It looks like a stake, but it's, you know, it looks like a stake, but it's got the right chamfer on it to be part of the cab. There's the other missing light that we've got. There's one of the heaps. Just got that to get out. There's the second heap. And here's all the other bits and bobs we've found, or some of the bits we found, cover plates, etc. But this is absolutely full. There's a bit there I've just seen straight away. I found a chain. Obviously you guys have seen the stuff we got there yesterday, and this is a load of stuff that we found with it. These, we don't have a bloody clue what he designed this for. It's a custom design for something, but if anyone wants these handles, just feel free to PM us, and as long as you pay for the postage, we're more than happy to let them go. I don't have their old signal box out handles, you know, on a signal box and railway. We don't quite really know. This cable here, I believe, I think that's the engine cut off, but we've got to look into that, and I'll show you how we're going to get through this. I'll show you how you're going to get through the sieving. We've got a homemade sieve. So the idea is we're going to chuck a bit of soil in that, shake it left to right, and it will sieve all the fines from the oversize. Yeah, part two's coming. and we'll go from there. So we are currently pumping the tyres up. Good hack over the tyre around the trigger, just make sure you don't forget to take it off. Taking the weight off the front one because we're having a problem with the valve sealing, so I'm not too sure if the inner tube's been chewed on the front. I hope it hasn't, but if you need to use anything, this is the stuff you want to use. It's called slime. It is probably one of the best products on the market. You can use it on anything really: scooters, wheelbarrows, plant, motorbikes, caravans, tractors, quads. It's absolutely brilliant stuff. You can use it on inner tubes and beadless. It self-seals as well, so if you had an original puncture it will seal it, but then obviously if you used to get another foreign object to go into your tyre, it will self-seal itself. So it's absolutely brilliant stuff. I'll leave that for a couple more minutes, and then around this side we've took the rockers off. We've got the new vintage SA30 engine oil, non-detergent, so no synthetics in it, and we've got the covers off, scraped around inside to try and clean as much debris as we can off. But obviously once the tyres are pumped, we are going to air this out and clean it right up, and then once we're sure and we're happy that it's all clean, then we'll put the rockers back on, the rocker covers back on, and we're going to top it up with, I think it takes 19 litres, so we'll do it in increments. Check the dipstick. I need to put some oil back in the cav pump again. Luckily it's the same 30 weight HD, so the cav pump takes a 30 HD, and the starter motor has an oiling point as well, so we'll top that up with some oil, and any other areas that need it. And part 2 is coming shortly. We are going to jet wash this off today as well. We've got some TFR, so we're going to TFR the whole vehicle, get all the flakes of rust off, etc., and go from there. So stay tuned. So these are now cleared out. They're very clean. No more rust, no dirt, no debris. So I'm happy with that. And then our plan is we're going to use a carrier bag to put over the covers, the rockers. So we'll put the rockers inside the carrier bags, because this one's not too sad. You can see it's quite straight. But this one is absolutely atrocious. It's about as waterproof as a teapot, or tea bag should I say. So by putting these in the carrier bag, making 2 little holes in the top so we can put the rocker cap nuts back on, that will make that waterproof then, because we are just about to start jet washing with the TFR, which will bring this engine up looking like new, get rid of all the rust. We have got a very long amount of pressure washing to do on this, all this rot and rust to get away. We'll just try and bring it back up to where it should be, really. But yeah,